a stadium is like going to a theater, playing football is like a ballet. I think it's looking at the way Messi plays, looking at the way Messi moves, and that's how we want to do it on stage. So we're really inspired by the way he dances on the pitch. He glides so beautifully that it makes it look easy. It's very strategic, it's very clever, and I want that type of intellect to be felt in the show as well. My first job was to figure out what sort of concept could I create for a player, a legend like Lionel Messi. People are going to expect you to talk about his life story. And I didn't want to go that route because all of that story is already out there.
La temporada pasada he jugado un partido y a los pocos minutos me he lesionado y ahora he vuelto y muy contento.
Marcamos 5 goles y espero seguir marcando más.
Todo muy lindo fue, ¿no? Porque había muchos jugadores con mucha experiencia como Luis Enrique, Xavi, Marque, fue muy bueno.
What I ended up coming up with was 10, I would say, skills that make up an icon like Lionel Messi. The first one that we wanted to explore was the art of training. Sing when you come out. It is an audience now. Attack that audience. When you go there, party with them, sing with them, enjoy it with them. Like, if you just do it yourself, they're not going to party with you. But if you go to them and you're partying, they're going to love it. The second element was the art of dribbling.
Pues sí, el fútbol tiene unos límites y luego está Leo que lo supera a todos.
Another skill that I wanted to focus on was the fact that Lionel Messi is fast. Speed. We wanted to really showcase what happens when you have amazing balance like Lionel Messi. And what happens when you don't have balance like Messi? We wanted to do the yin and yang, the opposites. And then lastly, in the first half, we focus on strength. So that's the first half of the show. The second half of the show, we start with where did all this creativity of Messi come from, the actor's confidence. So we go back to street football. And then from there, we go from the past to the future. And the future is celebrating how do a lot of people in today's generation know Messi through gaming. Gaming is huge in the world of football. And then we go into a more poetic part of the show where we focus really on what's really important in Messi's life. The fans that support him on the pitch, and then the people that support him off the pitch, which is his family. After this, we go into our last two unique strengths, I would say, of Messi. One is vision. He knows which steps to take in order to achieve his goal on the pitch. And then from there, we go into our final celebration, which is what everybody loves Leo Messi for as well, is the amount of goals that Leo Messi scores.
Welcome to Messi 10 by Cirque du Soleil.
Get ready because this is going to be a kick-ass show. Oh no, we cannot say ass.
Barcelona is the place that allowed Leo to grow.
It's the place where he made his career, and also it's a place where he obtained success.
So it's a place where I feel Messi feels invincible.
Para despedir el reportaje, ¿me podrías firmar mi rostro? Aquí, por favor. Yo por ti mato.
How does the world of football and the world of circus come together? The idea for me that sparked this project was that football without fans is nothing. They cry, they laugh, they're angry at the players, and they love the players straight away. Same with the public of Cirque du Soleil as well. I felt like there was something there that had to be spoken about. There was a story there. We had to make sure we had this in mind, and it had to relate to this. It had to make sense because of this.
We've never done something with an athlete, so it's something that's completely different for us. So it was like, okay, it's a challenge. But that's what Cirque du Soleil is all about.
Cuesta pensar en cómo el circo va a darle esta vuelta de tuerca al fútbol.
We're basically inspired from how great he is and how awesome he's as a football player, but we're not going to play a Messi song on the show, basically. So this is why the approach is different.
El circo con su manera de ver el mundo, una compañía que cambia el paradigma histórico del circo y cambia los parámetros naturales de un circo con presentador e idioma, le quita el relato, le quita el idioma y le quita los animales. Imagínate ese equipo y un tipo que cambió el fútbol.
People were telling us he doesn't speak a lot, he won't give you a lot of comments. And at the same time, we wanted to get his feedback to know if we were going in a direction that pleased him. So we were walking in not really knowing what to expect.
We're preparing basically for the presentation to the big man himself tomorrow. So it's just great to have everybody in the same room so that we're all on the same page.
Over there you have the first t-shirt when he played with the first time in the national team of Argentina. This is the first time that he makes the first official match with Barca, but not being a still professional player. And here you have the golden boots.
Había, por supuesto, nervios, había ansiedad. Estamos hablando del jugador más importante de esta era, con una figura como Leo, que es también el innovador o el gran artista en lo que es una cancha de fútbol.
So we're all very happy to be here and to finally meet you. First thing, this is the first time we present to someone who's actually living a show that we develop. So sometimes it will be a bit awkward. The second thing, this is the concept of what we want to do. It's not the final show, so things will evolve with time, but it's the essence of what we want to do.
So 1 month ago, 2 months ago, I met with Rodrigo, Pinto, Popat, and I said, give me one word that you want to feel when you come to this show. We saw hard work, honest, sacrifice, fans, passion, but one thing that kept on coming back was nothing is impossible in your life. I think we were very lucky because we had someone like Messi who's very busy in his everyday life, very open to the project, very giving to the project, and a very honest and humble man.
Most of the time, obviously, I wasn't that much looking at Mukhtar. I was looking at him to try to catch his reaction and see what he likes and what he doesn't like. So that was quite interesting to see and start to understand a bit more about him. So that was good.
Me gustaría mostrarle a mi familia cómo fue también el camino, el recorrido.
Eso me encanta. Todo eso es importante. Se lo transmitimos a Mustar y en eso él va creando.
Sí, porque por ahí la musa la ve, pero
y no se entiende. Y por ahí la mitad lo entiende y la otra mitad no.
For me, the more feedback he can give, the better for me. I really would love for him to be integrated. We had a character in the show called the Muse, and the Muse was the source of inspiration in Messi's life. But this idea changed slightly with the first time that we presented the concept to Messi. He wanted in the show, he wanted us to celebrate his family in a unique way. He said, I'm here because of them, so I want people to know that, they've been a huge support in my life. So we had to present to him 3 times, I think the concept kept 3 times, just to see the innovation of the project, how the project was growing.
Obviamente te podemos pasar esto y que vos puedas dar tus comentarios de si viste algo más que quieras cambiar. O no, eso lo ves tranquilo.
Lo miro, pero la verdad que me encantó todo. Igual me gustaría verlo ya cuando esté.
Claro, que he want to see it like the show.
I was touched by that because he trusts us fully and he wants to be able to be like a kid in the audience that's able to watch something for the first time.
We were on it the first time, but the second time was really like, wow, you guys nailed it.
I used to be a choreographer working in the dance world a lot, and the difference now that I have is the support that you get when you work at Cirque on the production side, but also on the creation side. I have communication with the production team, the technical team, but also the coaches, the choreographers, the head of video, the head of lights, just because the vision is very, very clear. So it's my job to make sure that everybody is putting what they need to make this vision happen.
I think the first crack in the creation process was when we were looking at one of the first drawings that I did, heightened or abstract or, potentially surreal version of a football kit. In some cases, I may have drawn, 7 or 8 different versions for one costume before really landing on the version that finally we're using on the show. When we kind of landed on one, that there's something in it that it seemed to be radiating the energy of the fans in a football stadium. When we all saw that, it kind of clicked, where we felt that we had started to find the balance between a recognizable football kit and the, our version of it.
How do I feel? I feel quite excited and terrified at the same time. Oh my God, so many possibilities. So many, but oh my God, how will I choose the good idea? So it's a bit like super exciting, but at the same time it's like, oh, I want to make the good choice.
Asian faces are much easier to work on.
Okay. Because for us, we always wanted to put dark color here. Yes, to make it, the crease like what you have.
That's funny. That's so funny.
So the first thought as I begin creation is like makeup that are not, let's say, traditionally Cirque, and try to find a blend, a contemporary blend that can have a Cirque touch, but also a sport feeling. It's just to create like looks that have not been done before.
When we start writing the story, when Mukhtar was writing the story, we didn't want to make a pitch, we didn't want to make a square or rectangular being too literal, but at the same time we wanted to make a gaming place. So it's a mix of what kids are getting to, what kind of information, what kind of visual, to the pleasure of being a kid and playing in this back streets, just the ball. And with a ball you can do everything, so to make it simple. So that was the main experience, to go high hand with almost like a video game, to put the video game down and putting the ball on the back alley of your street, and playing football.
So today we're at Service Vision in Barcelona. It's a studio. We're filming a number of scenes for the show. We will have some original video content that we want to work with.
We need to make sure every single detail is clear for when Leo gets here. We need to make sure that everybody, whether you're the director, whether you're the runner, whatever you're doing here, everybody needs to know what they're doing, just so that when he comes, we can really be as efficient as possible, as fast as possible. But more importantly, we need to create the best work in that time that we have as possible.
We're doing an incredible 3D scan. It's like top-class technology that we're using to be able to capture Messi in 3D.
Just to show all the wonders of Lionel Messi. Why is he so fast? We're going to show what the human eye cannot see. So the next step of the creative process after this is we go back to Montreal. It's really exciting because we have like 3 weeks before the artists start to come. Now we've hired all the artists for the show. All the work, all the real physical work starts now as soon as we go back.
Dicen que las cosas llegan cuando tienen que llegar. Y a mí cuando me dijeron que iba a haber un espectáculo de Messi, mis amigos me dijeron, tenés que ir vos, seguramente te van a llamar a vos. Y yo dije, no, ¿sabés lo que...? No, olvídate. Y cuando me dijeron que era en Barcelona y en Argentina, y leí el mail de que me invitaban a trabajar, fue como, wow.
Wow, me puse a llorar. Lloré en mi casa como 3 minutos. Llamé a mi mamá llorando y pensaba que me había pasado algo, pero al fin y al cabo le comenté que había quedado en Messi, así que estaba muy feliz, mi familia muy contenta y ser parte de este gran circo, el mejor circo del mundo, fue como wow.
Acá está. Mañana hacemos una foto acá, pero está bueno para hacer una foto. Jugando con la pelota así, ¿no? ¿No lo habías pensado?
Messi 10 in the end means for me a life choice. How I sleep, what I eat, and how I train. It means living here in Montreal, then living further on tour, being with people that I haven't been before with, making new friends. So it is a beginning of a new phase of life. But I also know that at one point it will be over. Working with a robot makes you realize that the robot does every time the same, because it's just a programmed machine. I think some people, they would break on this. For some people, a machine can destroy you, because if your ego is too strong and you think like, oh, it's not like this, you will get hit. But if you respect it, it is a huge benefit for everybody. This is what this discipline means to me.
Hello, go, good? How are you? Good?
El freestyle significa expresar algo con el balón mediante cualquier parte del cuerpo, menos con las manos, y con música ir desarrollando trucos con la cabeza, realizar transiciones, sentada, de espalda, indagar y crear cosas con tu cuerpo mediante con el balón.
Freestyle football is an art, and you can express emotion through this discipline.
La cuerda quema, raspa, duele, es duro. Entonces, si lo haces es porque te gusta. No vas a hacer cuerda porque, ay, sí, no. Vas a hacer cuerda porque te gusta. Y nuestro acto es intenso. No quiero adelantar mucho más, pero bueno, el acto es power.
Did you do the back too?
I did everything.
Yeah. Damn. Okay.
15 Canadian dollars.
15? Okay. Well, I need it. My hair used to be here before.
Really?
Yeah, I used to have long hair, braids, everything.
One of the most important aspects when dealing with artists is that I'm not on a higher level than them, I'm not bigger than them or anything like that, because at the end of the day, we're both trying to create a great show. I believe that's the only way you can really bring the best out of people, is if they want to perform for you, you know? It's like with you. They're really doing this with me.
Hay veces que yo mismo me olvido, pero estoy trabajando para Cirque du Soleil en un edificio que cuando te sentás así a ver y ves alrededor y decís, todo esto, toda esta gente y yo estoy acá en medio, hay veces que te olvidas, es tu día a día, pero es la compañía más grande de circo del mundo, ¿no? Es como... y estamos ahí.
to really come up with the next thing. I think that's what Cirque's trying to do, is we're trying to create trends and try to be ahead of the curve.
In each creation I've done, there's always a couple of crazy ideas that we're always wondering if we're crazy enough to do it or to try it.
How can I explain that better? They have requests and ideas, and then we take those, and I have a group of project managers that work with me, and we're a team of, then we design and build the to their specifications, and then so that they can work on stage.
To me, the most exciting moment is when we're able to achieve one or two of those ideas and put them on stage for real. So to me, that's one of the thing that really drives me toward the creation, and that's the most exciting part for me.
We made about 7 prototypes and different working mechanisms. So it took quite a long time to figure out the best solution for this, but I think we're pretty happy now with what we came with. This is the shell of the ball that's all 3D printed. Inside, you have all the structure of the robot that's all 3D printed also, with some metal parts. There's a counterweight at the bottom that's gonna move left and right, so that the ball is gonna move left and right like this to steer. And there's a motor also here that's gonna drive the ball, so that's attached, and it's gonna spin, so that's how the ball is gonna move front and back.
Messi Soccer brings a whole gambit of balls, and we have a lot of balls in our show. So it's like, well, what are we going to do with these balls, and how are we going to use them, and how are we going to incorporate them?
Every engine moves one joint. It's basically like your arm, your wrist, elbow, shoulder, finger. And then you can tell every engine how much it moves. And within this programmation, I interact. And I try to find a way to make it organic. So the machine is not just a machine, it's a bit of fantasy. This is what is important, to be creative, to be maybe romantic, or to be a little bit dreamy.
How do you get romantic with a robot?
It's not very romantic, it's quite brutal.
I can't tell you about the idea. I wonder who had that idea.
We went to Barcelona to get the actual crowd, because I didn't want to use just a stereo microphone or, you know, a sound effects library and say, I wanted to get the real feel. And also because the sound system has multiple speakers, I wanted to put like one microphone to be one speaker, so we can really feel that it's not just one track that you play in multiple source. So what we did is we put 12 microphones all around the pitch, and then we recorded the whole cheers, reaction, Messi's goal, and all that. So we all have the recording of this that we can really use, and they're recorded properly just for us, instead of having just a basic crowd sound effects that, you know, everybody's using somewhere else.
Cirque is founded on its creativity to allow people to dream and to also find new innovative ways to entertain people. It's the same with football. Football has the same way of entertaining people. You have to find creative ways to defeat your opponents. And Messi, above everyone else, always finds different ways to unlock doors. So for me, I think the key thing is finding what is that thin line of creativity that merges both worlds together.
A Messi, intenta superar el primer obstáculo, sigue después de superar el segundo, le sale el portero. ¡Gol, gol, 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 gol! ¡Increíble Leo Messi!
Bueno, uno puede entender el fútbol como un concierto de jazz, porque hay una parte que es estructura
Y hay una parte que es técnica y luego hay una parte muy, muy importante que es improvisación. Iniesta lo era durante muchos años y que Messi sigue siendo ese gran improvisador que en el momento en que uno menos lo espera, se va, hace un solo, por decirlo, empieza a tocar de una forma que nadie había previsto y de ahí sale algo distinto cada vez.
When we were presented with the project of Messi, doing a show about Messi, obviously we were quite scared because we didn't know how we could translate football into acrobatics. So that was a huge challenge and a lot of sleepless nights. We came up too with a new word, acrobatized football. So when we came up with this, it's like, okay, this kind of opened a little door that progressively came bigger and bigger and bigger, and we got more and more confidence that we could actually do it.
Jugamos fútbol todas las mañanas, 15 minutos, y es muy divertido. Hay gente que había jugado antes y hay gente que nunca había tocado una pelota, y es muy increíble ver cómo el cuerpo, para alguien que nunca jugó, cómo empieza a moverse y cómo empieza a descubrir las cosas, ¿no?
To be honest, I've been watching football games, soccer games, I can count it on one hand.
So I even have no idea what an offside is.
I'm not very good at soccer, so I've got a lot to learn.
We have a lot of artists who really love what they're doing here, and it's really funny to see when you walk past some of them just practicing things with the balls and when they don't have to because it's nothing to do with their act, but they still do it.
Of course, I'm crazy about football. That's my job, that's my life. So I watch football, I eat football, I drink football. So yeah, I love football.
Mi parte del show significa como no tan solo el reflejo del niño. Tú eres hombre, tú eres mujer y cualquiera de los dos está la equidad que tú puedes lograr hacer lo que quieras hacer.
I think there is a lot in common between professional football players, professional acrobats.
El fútbol es una habilidad corporal. Necesitas fuerza, agilidad, estar despierto, estar atento. Mi disciplina lo lleva. Yo creo que esas son las cosas que compartimos, ¿no?
Every day we got a lot of frustration. Every day we think that this dream is not going to be possible. Every day you get people around you saying, why are you losing your time doing this?
You're almost in split. You get to the top, you go split, drop, right?
1, 2, and then 3, just to like I need it.
It's about staying focused on your goal every day and make sure that you remember why you do this and why do you work hard on this.
Uno llega acá siendo un atleta y se tiene que transformar en un artista que no tan solo se tiene que desarrollar en la parte atlética, sino que la parte de tu cuerpo, de saber escuchar bien la música, de los tiempos, de coordinar, de saber lo que va a hacer tu compañero.
Dance class, movement class, character, clowning. You gotta make fun of yourself. You gotta learn to balance the stage and be aware of what's around you because, you're on stage, you're not solo, you're not doing a sport. Lighting comes in, there's special effects, there's traps, there's winches, there's all this stuff. So we basically kind of open their eyes to it.
Well, they go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 2, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 1.
As far as Kata and all the other people coming purely from sport, I bet you anything that their approach to see how can they showcase their skills is going to be completely different to what it was before joining circle.
As soon as the ball moves, I would love to just see a reaction of that, because the person in the back row is not going to see your reaction unless you physically do it. I would say there's a lot of acrobatic shows around that you can go and see, but what I've learned is that you don't remember the greatest tricks. You remember how you felt when you left. That's kind of what I want to leave people with when they come and see the show. It's important that the metaphors that we use in the show is human-based. It's something that we all have in common. You grab the ball, you got your thing, clip, shoom.
Fue muy loco el momento donde empezó el staging. Ya el espectáculo empieza a correr todo completo y el espectáculo, una vez en escena, o sea, todos tenemos que estar ahí. Fue mucho más intenso, fue muchas más horas de estar en el trabajo.
Yeah, it's quite fantastic to see everything coming together because you imagine all of these things, but then there's always a question of whether you can actually achieve them or not, whether you can pull all of the elements you need to pull together to make the acts, to make the show.
Ahora no podemos decir que tenemos una rutina perfecta porque siempre van a haber detalles, siempre van a haber cosas que a lo mejor a los coreógrafos no les gusta, que prefieren ir modificando, pero ellos siempre van a buscar lo mejor de ti. Creo que toda crítica constructiva siempre va a ser para que tú vayas mejorando en sí y hay que tomárselo todo con calma y las cosas van a ir saliendo a medida que uno vaya entrenando todos los días.
So the music is totally new now and the lighting and the order of the act is totally brand new. So yeah, we worked a lot.
We have a big week this week to really focus on details and transitions and also some acts.
Hay una visión que es la que tenemos todos, es que siempre se puede mejorar. Después de 3 meses de estar trabajando con la música, la semana pasada cambió la música, es otra. Y esa rabia que decís, bueno, pero el flaco no la está cambiando para molestarte. No la está cambiando porque cree que de esta forma funciona mejor cada detalle.
There's been many moments when we're staging and things don't go according to plan, but I want the artist to stay in the best creative environment possible. Even if something doesn't go well, that's between me and the creation team to break it up. So the human element, I think, is very important because you give them that respect, you get that back tenfold through their performance.
A veces empezamos a correr el ensayo y de repente estás viendo algo y decís, ah, mira, Martin hoy cambió este truco. Ah, qué copado. Ah, y después Chihan lanzó el diablo y cambió esto. Ah, qué bien. Y es esa cosa de que si estás tan acostumbrado a verlo, a sentirlo y todo, que desconectás, te olvidás, como es tu día a día. Pero realmente está Martin a 8 metros, girando en el aire. Si no agarra el mástil, es peligroso. Se nos olvida que estamos trabajando con riesgo inminente, o sea, al milímetro, ¿no?
I think many people, they ask me about the danger of the machine, and to be honest, I always have 5% in me, like in my body, that is like scared to die. The easiest way to compare it is maybe the lion tamer. You need to expect that it could jump off the podium, could eat you. And for me, it's really important to never lose this thing in the head, this respect. And I'm not scared to work with the machine, but I have a very big respect to it.
Yesterday, last night, we had a staging, and we all moved the mat away, and I didn't have the lunch with me, but I told him, I'm scared, and can you just stand beside me? He said yes. And then doing one trick, the swinging, I was almost falling off. And then he saw it. He went to me really fast, and then he pushed me back to the wire. That happened makes me feel so safe.
Me lastimé un día que venía muy fresco, no tenía que parar totalmente porque la lesión no lo implicaba, solo no estaba habilitado para poder hacer muchos de los trucos que estaba haciendo en el número. Y después pasa algo físico, ¿no? Cuando te lastimas y parás, hormonalmente pasa algo que es, te deprimís. Y la idea de no poder participar, de no seguir aportando al show directamente, no es agradable. Si el otro se lastima, yo tengo que cubrir ese espacio, yo o uno de mis compañeros. Que alguien se lastime es problema de todos.
Yes, come
on. Even if it's only a few months that we know each other, it already feels like a family, because I think everyone is missing his friend, his family, and it's necessary for us to rebuild a new family.
Acá yo conocí a 50 personas. O sea, estuve entrenando con personalidades de todas partes del mundo y hoy en día soy una persona distinta por la gente que he conocido. Y ahora tengo una pequeña familia, una pequeña gran familia, y tratando de encontrar vínculos más cercanos con otra gente, ¿no? Es como, a partir de ahora vamos a estar viajando por el mundo con un espectáculo y conociéndonos más.
Messi es un jugador de equipo. Uno tiene siempre la sensación que es un padre de familia en el equipo, ¿no? Y que hay, y sobre todo se nota en los festejos de los goles. En general lo que hace él es buscar los compañeros. Ya desde su primer partido, cuando marcó gol con Ronaldinho, acompañado de Ronaldinho, él busca siempre la foto de familia. Es decir, esto es algo en la época del selfie, donde la gente sobre todo busca el individuo, él está buscando más el grupo.
So 1, 2, 3. Johnny, 2, 3, and 4. So you ready?
Silence, please.
So make sure nobody else is talking. Yeah, now everybody's practicing, huh? All right, I like that, I like that.
Yo voy al estadio, con amigos cantamos,
hasta que ganemos. Yes.
Así que para siempre.
Beautiful.
Apoyar este equipo.
Así que para
can do a break there. Yeah.
That's what I mean by but when I say support the action.
Yeah.
Things like that.
Yeah.
Let it finish, and then it's like we're building to something, and it's okay to be not silent but low, like
maybe
nothing
just
there.
piano.
Yeah, just like a piano key or something, but not like playing. You know what I mean? Like a
just like chord.
lingering,
Yeah.
something lingering. They get up, and then when they do their trick, boom, you put it on where she hit it right there, make it musically sound good.
If we have to cut, this is what we would cut
Yeah.
out. So basically, it would do popcorn when they all go like this, and then they'll go in the center. They go to get, they all peel out, and then it's the final jump for her to come in. That's what I'm trying to push, but there's a lot of resistance.
When you're working with a director that knows exactly what they want from the get-go, and they have a vision, and he knows exactly. So it's a blessing in a sense where you know if it works or not. But it's also a lot of work because I have to do 10, 12 versions sometimes of a song. Just for trying stuff. We need to do trial and error and boom, trying this, we're trying that. And it's been a pleasure working with him. And it's not done, so it's going to be fun.
I would now do it again, but just wait a little bit. Ooh.
Vive tus sueños.
Viva tus sueños.
Okay.
Something in that vibe instead of Viva tus sueños.
Okay.
It's too quick. You know.
Vive tus sueños.
Yeah, that is probably the best one. I didn't hear it like you probably. Try it again.
Sueña en grande. Sueña en grande.
It's really simple, but it fits with the show so well.
El 14 de agosto del 2019, Montreal, es un super ensayo general, el último en Montreal antes de desarmar todo y llevarlo a Barcelona. La idea era tener el 100% de la música terminada y lista y todavía estamos ajustando. Creo que estamos listos para la parte final, que es cuando empiezan los detalles que creo que marcan la diferencia.
It's not easy. This is not easy. Give me another one. Oh, sorry.
I just can't wait to do it in front of the audience because right now we do it just us together and it will be so nice to perform in front of the people. So I'm very like, I really want this energy. I really want to make it happen.
I'm really excited to see you guys, seriously, because I think we're in a place now. Like, yeah, you should be smiling, you should be happy, because I think, you know, you have something to show, so be proud of that. It's the first show where we're doing, where we're trying not to stop. We have goals in there now, like it's really fun. So let's go out there and let's just have fun and let's really kill this crowd. Dia de partido. And make sure you sing.
I would switch it around. And you do a strobe effect or something and you see pop, pop, pop.
It was good to see a crowd because it made me know where I need to work on and where I know it's going in a good direction as well.
I'm not convinced of what the look you're trying to get. It doesn't work. For me, it doesn't work. And so it's not clear what they're trying to get look very much. Well, I'm not giving you my notes. I'm just Those are just superficial things off the cuff stuff.
Obviously, I'm never satisfied. That's my job, always trying to push the creatives a bit further. But I was quite happy where we were. I felt that coming into Barcelona, we only had to tweak things. We didn't have to rebuild the show, which happens sometimes.
We discuss what they've seen, what makes sense to them, what doesn't make sense to them. They ask questions, they challenge us as well, which is great because they're not there every day. So it's great to have an eyes that comes from outside to come and see the show. Also an experienced eyes that knows where we are in the process right now of creation. Dribbling 2, I think the lights were a lot better in this number, and the only thing I'm fighting with right now is at the end of Dribbling 2, they're not here right now, but do we finish in the center or do we finish on the side with him the way she started on, you know? It could be a thing where she starts the dream, but then she finishes the dream at the end instead of finishing. And then we also give referee more space to come in, you know, so maybe we'll look at that when we get to it. It's not just my mind. I have a team for a reason, and I have a team that also challenges me as well as me challenging them. I think that's very important. It's very, I would say, arrogant to think that everything is just my way or the highway. You know, it's crazy to think that. There's so many people that have experiences. So I want to use my team as much as possible to see, okay, guys, what do you think works, what doesn't work? And then, of course, then it's my decision to choose which notes make sense, because we get notes from quite a few people, which is good because everybody's invested in the show.
I just want to say we're about to go on a break. A very, very well-deserved break. It's like I'll sound a bit like your father at this point. But take care of yourselves, please. Yeah. Especially your bodies. I've said to all the cast that I work with, your bodies are your temples. So don't do crazy acrobatics, jumping off rooftops into swimming pools. Don't do other nuts things on the streets. You know, really take this time to rest.
My dream is to have a fully fit squad ready to go. To have you back to the show as well. Nacho, Oleg is nearly there, so we need to have you guys back so that we have a full squad to go forward. Enjoy it.
See you.
For everything. I'm really happy you're on the project, so thank you.
Enjoy days off, rest.
I will do, for sure.
Rest.
I will. I'm going to rest.
Ya está, ¿eh? Tengo las ganas de entrenar igual. Voy a entrenar igual. No, sí.
It's important to take care of my body, and what I put in my body, what I eat is a big part of it. Because I was vegetarian for 4 years while I was in the circus school in the Netherlands, and now I developed I would say a more healthy approach towards eating meat. If I can afford it, or if you can do this, I support the right meat industry. And this meat I bought at a butcher that gets the food from the meat from the Pyrenees, from small farmers. So it also supports the local industry. No more eggs. For me, I mean, it's an experiment. It's a crazy action to get a chicken, you know, in the middle of the city, or probably not in the backyard here. But at the same time, I would like her to jump and catch it in the air, but she's not an acrobat chicken.
No, my next project would be a goat. Just a goat, but also then with all the... First, just for the milk, I want to make cheese, like learn to make cheese from the goat, because it's a very simple animal, it almost needs nothing. But I will need like 4 times the space than I have now with a goat. Just a moment, I have a chicken on my arm. So the biggest challenge is coming tomorrow. Then my landlord comes and he doesn't know I have the chickens. I need to blackmail him not blackmail him, but I bought, he's gonna get the premiere tickets for the show.
So when I left Montreal, I had what I did was straight away the next day, I didn't take a rest. I made sure I went through the last run that we did, and I had I would say, I think it was a 34-page notes. So all of these notes, I sent it to all the different departments, whether you're choreographers, music designer, stage designer, everybody got something.
We would only really know what type of show we had and what it was once we got here in Barcelona into the Spantec tent. It's a really enormous show. We've got about 170 costumes in the show. We still knew there was a lot of work to be done and a lot of integration, and so for the past month here, we've just been doing that.
Now we're just refining, trimming, tuning, and we're going to start to run the show more and more in rehearsals so that we get a good rhythm in the new reality of the bigger space. Also for the artists need to reach the people in the very back row of the arena. So this is something new, like suddenly we have all of these people to react to.
The biggest risk in the last 3 weeks, I would say, of staging is injuries coming in on artists. You're pushing the artist, but you have to also know how much you can push. And sometimes you don't know because each artist's body is completely different. And that's why I have to know who the artists are and how vulnerable their body is. We have a plan now where the artists don't have to go full out every time because we need them in 10 days for the premiere. But at the same time, we have to find the balance. They do need to do it full out to know the timing of everything.
Pues... Sí, no, vale, pues entonces solamente hacemos pierna, glúteo medio, espalda alta, ¿vale? Y todo lo demás te lo hago con la pistola.
Vale.
Pero muy suave, ¿vale?
Vale.
El trabajo inercial lo vamos a hacer haciendo con rotación torácica y de cadera.
La lesión es una cosa del pasado. Es bueno, es una buena sensación. Y las veces que me subí a la cuerda no estaba pensando si podía o no hacer algo. Fue una muy buena recuperación y cayó en muy buen momento entre las vacaciones.
Hoy ya no tienes pase, ¿no?
Hoy tengo ensayo.
¿Hoy tienes ensayo?
Sí.
¿A qué hora?
Después de aquí.
Catalina, have a good one. Enjoy. Have a good one. Enjoy. Have a good one, mate.
Boom. Have a moment with that crowd. Okay. That crowd. Okay. I'm not done with you. Boom, and then you grab it, you go.
Cuando a veces hacemos pasadas sin público es como raro mirar las butacas y como no recibir respuesta.
No es lo mismo estar contándole algo a la pared que estar contándoselo a alguien cuando ves que reacciona, cuando se entusiasma.
Entonces como hoy día es una buena prueba al fin y al cabo. Es una prueba más para nosotros que más para la gente de creación. Tenemos que saber cómo, si lo estamos haciendo bien, si necesitamos más energía acá, si hay que quitarle un poquito.
I use the time of the makeup to listen to podcasts, to learn something. So many people, they think that we need to plant more trees to have better air, but there's scientific research that says that it's not beneficial.
El momento del maquillaje es como muy tranquilo, como el momento que todo el mundo se toma para estar consigo mismo y prepararse. Está bueno porque te mantiene por un momento la cabeza de la rutina, de las cosas que tenés que hacer. No sé, está Está entretenido.
10 minutes for animation and 20 minutes to start the show.
Full costume, full makeup, and also quick change, everything. So this is the first show, really run through for us. So it's just something there. It's gonna explode it. I don't know what it is.
Como que antes sentía harto nervio antes de salir, pero ahora es como que me siento más tranquila porque al fin y al cabo cuando uno grita como que bota esa tensión que tienes, que es como la tensión que se te genera acá.
Days before the premiere, I'm feeling excitement because it's soon, it's coming. You feel a little bit tired too because of the amount of work we've done in the last 2 weeks. Everything that we've done, we're opening it up to the public very soon. So that's, there's a sense of, nerves that you feel when you do that. It's also the first time I think my family will come to a show and see one of the Cirque shows that I've created. So there's a lot, I would say, riding on it that makes it interesting for me, and it also gives me the drive to keep on pushing because I know how many people will see this.
Lo que creo que sí, me quedo siempre con ganas de más, de querer más, querer volver a salir. Público lleno, ¿no? Va a ser 3 veces más, o sea, 6 veces más. Imagínate.
Insiste Messi para adentro, para afuera, fenomenal. ¡Que viva el fútbol, Lionel! Va a enfrentar al arquero Messi, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. ¡Gol, gol, 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 gol!
Este es el Messi 10 Challenge La Liga, que fue una experiencia interactiva que nosotros propusimos. Podés vivir la experiencia de ser Leo Messi por un rato, de jugar a ser Leo. En fin, tratar de sumarte a la experiencia de no solamente venir a entretenerte esas hora y media, sino en la previa, cuando vas comprando el show, ir enterándote de qué va el espectáculo y generando contenidos alrededor del show.
Leo es el jugador que todo técnico quiere dirigir. Leo es el jugador que todos los hinchas queremos que juegue en nuestro equipo. Es el que los rivales quieren evitar. Messi y fútbol son sinónimos.
Yo creo que Messi lo que hace es crear lenguaje. Me fijo, por ejemplo, en un escritor de Barcelona, que es Marc Pastor, que se inventó una definición de diccionario que es el adjetivo mésimo, relativo a Lionel Messi. Adjetivo, que sobresale en su fútbol, que exhibe en alto grado la técnica, persistencia, calidad, fuerza en un partido, jugada o gol. Y 2, por extensión, dicho del enfrentamiento, eliminatoria o final en la que se ha visto una actuación estelar de Leo Messi.
Okay, ahora se van a poner empatados.
Nada, ansioso por verlo, por ver cómo está todo. Obviamente me llegaron algunas cosas en general, pero no lo vi, quería esperar este momento y sorprenderme igual que todo en el mismo día del estreno. Sí, la verdad que vivía con una pelota de chiquito, me gustó y nunca me despegaba y no soñaba con todo lo que me tocó vivir después. Gracias a Dios fue mucho más grande de lo que podía llegar a imaginar.
Mesdames et messieurs, bienvenidos, benvinguda, Messi 10 del Cirque du Soleil.
Every day I devoted myself to the day and I gave as much as I could. So I'm not afraid of something, I'm rather positive and I want just to be consistent and every day to add a little bit of it. That's my objective.
When I start to walk forward to my rope, I get scared of it every time. When I get on the rope, it's getting less because now is the time on the rope. At that moment, my mind is already empty. I couldn't hear anything. I couldn't hear the music. I couldn't hear the applause from the audience until the tricks finished. And then the sound come back to me again suddenly.
Ser el 10 es marcar la diferencia. Mirar atrás, saber que el equipo está ahí y entonces ir adelante.
It's a long journey, it's about trying your best to be the best.
Really, really thank you from the bottom of my heart. I'm sure you've seen the response from the crowd and you're, like they were saying, the connection you had with the public, it was there for everyone to see. So I'm proud of you, everybody's proud of you. Thank you so much. Go and enjoy yourself tonight because you deserve every bit of that time. Thank you.
I just want to tell today what I saw passionate people. I saw people who were looking in the eyes of the audience. This is very, very important and this is the sign of the great DNA of a show. And you remember one thing, when you cross this line from the backstage to the stage, this is for your audience, and show that you're proud father and mothers of your new little baby. So congratulations, love you, and wish you a great, great tour.
Me tocó cambiar mi vida por el fútbol y tomar decisiones desde muy joven, pero siempre luché y peleé por mi sueño. Tenía muy claro que quería jugar al fútbol, que quería ser profesional y hice todo lo posible para poder conseguirlo. Gracias a Dios se me dio, pero tuve que dejar muchas cosas de lado. Dejé mi país con 13 años, mis amigos, mi familia.
I'm studying the strengths and the incredible achievements of Messi. And in doing this and building the show, I've realized recently that I've learned a lot personally. Sometimes you think to yourself, okay, I'm doing this as a concept, but you start to analyze yourself as well, and you start to think to yourself, what are my strengths, and and how can I improve my strength? And I realized during this project, I've grown as a stage director. I've grown as a creator because as we're doing this, Messi's still breaking records, and it's just showing me that nothing is set. And I just hope that I take all of this knowledge that I've gained to know what can I do next, because this is a beacon in my career right now.
Colombia.